What up?
All right, Aaron, just clap for me.
What up? What up? What up, y'all? Look, real quick, I want to shout out my homies. I don't ever do this, but my homies Fresh Packs shower in a bag. They're microfiber towels in Texas. This is the best because it's super hot here, so we get to have a little shower in a bag, freshen up, and I think these are super dope. Go follow my homie Fresh Packs. These are super dope. Go copy some Fresh Packs. What up, y'all? What up? Who's out there in Cali and Colorado with me? What up? How do you feel about cutting kids' hair? I don't feel any kind of way about it. I respect kids, and as long as they respect me, they can get a great haircut and a good time with Cherry the Barber. Love the kids. Cherry the Barber loves the kids. What's my middle name? What the fuck? Don't ask me no shit like that, dude. Trying to ask my whole government. Come on. Who is that? I feel like that's a setup. Somebody told you to ask that. No, I'm just kidding. Tomorrow's my first day at the barbershop. Congratulations. How should I do things to make me look greater than the other barbers? Okay, so first of all, there's nothing that you need to do to be greater than them. It's not like I need to be better than them. But what's going to make you stand out anywhere that you're at is one, great customer service. And this is a huge thing. Are you ready for this? It's so simple because I'm almost positive that most of them don't do this. But make sure to genuinely greet every client that walks in the door. Hey, how's it going? You have an appointment today? Be the one to greet them. Because every time most people walk into a barbershop, they walk in and everybody's just staring at them and they feel uncomfortable. That's like the number one complaint of people that are at barbershops. They complain about that it's like uncomfortable in there for them. So when people walk in, make sure to say, hey, how's it going? You have an appointment today? If they're walking, I could take care of you right now. You're getting that walk-in right away because you greeted them. Sometimes barbershops have certain systems down where it's like, oh, they try to go in order of walk-ins and stuff like that. But for the most part, greet the clients and then have great customer service and be optimistic and positive. Your energy, your attitude is going to be everything. And you're going to do great. And congrats. Yo, what up, my dogs? Cherry, are you coming to Barber? What's up, my dog? Danae in the building. Champ the Barber. That's my dog. Royal Fresh Cut says, am I coming to BarberCon here in Dallas? I haven't got invited out to BarberCon in Dallas, and right now I'm so busy getting ready for the 5-Star Barber Expo. I'm about to start dropping a lot of info about that and start go full force and all that. And also, you know, I've been gone for shows 3 out of the last 4 weeks. So I got a lot of stuff I need to focus on. And if I'm not personally getting invited to promote these shows or be out at these shows, I'm probably not going to head out unless I'm going to, probably the next few shows I'll go to is probably the Salt Lake City Barber Battle, to be honest. That's probably the next one in Utah. Is 40% commission too low? That's a great question. If you're starting out and you have 0 clients, 40% commission of a haircut is better than 0% of nothing. If you have no clients and you're going to go to this shop and they got walk-ins for you and they're giving you 40%, first of all, work extra hard to get that great tip because you get to keep tips on top of the 40%. And you can get 50% tips. You could make that whole price. So make sure you're giving good customer service and get those tips. They're providing you the walk-ins and you have no clients, then 40% commission is better than $0 of no clients. So it's all about what works for you. If you feel like at the end of the week, hey, I'm working at this place with 40% commission. I was working at this place that had booth rent, but I didn't have a lot of walk-ins. I didn't have a lot of clients. So I moved to this commission shop to see if it's better because apparently they have better walk-ins. Do your books at the end of the week. Are you making more money here or there? What's better for you? And then, you know, figure it out. And so nothing's too low. And I think that's fair because there's no reason a shop owner should be doing 50-50 when he's paying all the bills. Why should you get half of what he's providing for you when he's paying all the bills? He's doing all the overhead, providing, you know, whatever he does provide, whether it's neck strips, stuff like that. But No, it's definitely super fair, 40%. And I think that's like average for most barbershops. And I think they have sometimes a scale if you're doing commission. Sometimes like 30%, you get more as you go on, or if you do more cuts, stuff like that. Should kids' cuts be the same price as adult? I talk about this all the time. Made a bunch of reels about it. But yes, kids' haircuts should be the same price as adults. Unless you're not a booked barber and you're trying to build your clientele. Go ahead and give those kids a discount so that you can just get more people in the chair and get more experience and stuff like that. But for a barber who's completely booked with adults and then you're cutting a kid for cheaper, that makes 0 sense. So charge the same price and then everybody's fair and you're not losing out on any money. Because if you're booked for the whole day but you have 3 kids in there and you're charging less for those kids, you're making less money for the same amount of time that you're doing a haircut. So it's all about time, money, experience, and how many clients you have. A lot of times when I'm talking to barbers about raising prices, not charging for kids' cuts, this, that is me mostly talking to booked barbers that are trying to elevate themselves. If you're a beginner barber, eat shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Gary Vee says, get those kids, take commission if you have to. Whatever you got to do to get that clientele, build it up till it's full. And then from there, you can start being choosy, picky, whatever about your clients. I don't fix haircuts. I seen you there in North Cal. Didn't get to have a convo, though. I wish you would have said, what's up, homie? It was, Northern California was a major vibe. Shout out to everybody at the NorCal Barber Expo. Shout out to Jerry for taking me out there. It was so nice. It was an amazing time. I had a great time with all of y'all. It was so dope. And I got to go back next year for our next show for sure. And I hope all y'all make it out to my show, 5-Star Barber Expo, next year, March 2024, 5-Star Barber and Beauty Expo here in San Antonio, Texas. So I'll be having more details, but y'all start booking flights, taking breaks, doing whatever you got to do, planning whatever you got to plan, because the biggest ever, San Antonio, 5-Star Barber and Beauty Expo. Damn, just learned something new in less than a minute. Let's go. Bro, we need to come to Disney together. I'm in Orlando at the airport heading home. So, like, for me, Disney always seems like not fun. Like, it wouldn't be fun because it seems like it's all busy and you stand in line. This is just my, like, thoughts of, like, what I think it would be like standing in line all day for rides and just, like, all that kind of stuff. But everybody that goes is like, it's the best. And my sister loves Disney. But I'll go. I'm down. You were there for a long time, dude. I feel like you were there for like a week and a half. What were the steps you took to build your clientele when you first started? I went to go find the busiest barbershops in my city that would hire me. So I went to all these shops where I saw owners promoting a lot, or that they had a lot of walk-ins, or, you know, you can just know, just because an owner doesn't promote doesn't mean there's not a lot of walk-ins, because 2 things factor on having a really busy barbershop location. One is the owner, you know, marketing for walk-ins or marketing in general, but the other is location. If it's in a good location where everybody's going to see and it's in a super busy side of town, it's going to be busy on its own without any marketing, because it's just a great location. So I just went to the busiest barbershops I could find. And like I said, it took me a couple shops. I was working at a shop where I didn't get any walk-ins, another shop where I sat all day without one walk-in, even though I'm promoting and stuff. It's not easy. And then finally I got my foot in the door at this one barbershop with a lot of walk-ins. From there, I got my foot in the door at another barbershop with even more walk-ins that charged more for haircuts. And then from there, it was over. So the biggest thing is building your clientele. Go work at a busy shop, knock out them walk-ins if you can, have great customer service, and convert those walk-ins to clients. And then also marketing on social media like crazy, telling everybody to tell their friends, I'm a barber. Even till now, the only reason Cherry the Barber is as big as I am is only because I was marketing to get clients to begin with. It's turned into this because all that happened was I was just trying to get some clients. Now it's turned into here I am behind this thing talking to y'all, reaching a lot of people, but it all boiled down was I was just trying to make some money, get some clients, and grind and be consistent in my marketing. Should your price be based on demand in your city or your worth? Your price should be based off of your demand for sure. So in my city, maybe an average haircut is, I actually don't know, but I'll just say $30 to $40 maybe. I think is an average haircut price in my city. Maybe 25 to 40. I know that's like a wide range, but I think that's the average price of a haircut. So I charge 60. I'm still booked, you know, all the time. So am I going to go up? No, I'm not going to go up. I think I'm good right now. I'm fair right now. But it is off of your demand. If you're too busy, you're too cheap. So you can raise your prices as long as people are willing to pay. But there is going to be a time where, you know, say you're 30 and you go to 35. Nobody might bat an eye. You go from 35 to 40, maybe you lose one or two. But there'll be a time where, like, you go to 40 to 50, then you'll be like, dang, I lost a lot of clients. But that's your move because you're always growing. So now you need to market to get higher paying clients, and you have to market harder. Even if you're 6 years in the game and you started at $15 a haircut, book at $25 a haircut, booked at $30 a haircut, booked at $40 a haircut, but then boom, you jump to 60 and then you see your books looking a little light. That's your job to go hard and market as if you were first a barber again, all over again. But now you have experience, you have a portfolio, you have, you know, existing clients that are going to get you through while you're marketing to these new clients. And so it is demand, but, you know, you're always going to be grinding to get to the next level. So that's another thing is barbers, they get 5 years in the game. That's why a lot of barbers get complacent too, is because they get to this, okay, say a barber has been cutting 5 years. He's finally booked every single day, but he's been charging $25 for 5 years, but he's been booked every day. That's comfortable. He's like, I ain't even got to think about it. I'm booked every single day, and I just want to be like this. Because if he raised his prices, he'd lose those clients that he's comfortable with, and then he would have to go back to the drawing board, start marketing again to get more clients. And that's why they don't want to do that, and they stay in the same spot. So whenever you're going from 25, 35, 45, 55, know that you're going to be having to up your efforts in marketing, and you're going to have to go back to the drawing board at times and stuff like that. Maybe reevaluate your location, stuff like that, while you're going up on price to offer better services, better experience for your clients. So it's never ending. You know what I'm saying? Best temp hair color. Wow, this is a great question, bro. This is a great question because I feel like I've been going back and forth so much on hair color. My bro Aaron Brevins is right here in the building right now. He is one of my only, like, I think 3 clients that gets enhancements. And, you know, I'm always, you know, I want to make him look his best. He's all over the camera all the time too. And I know that when he's on camera, I'm be cringing if his shit's messed up because I'm his barber. So, and then plus he like reps me a lot. So if he is messed up, all people that are following him are going to know, man, Cherry done fuck this dude up or put some messed up damn enhancement on him. So I've literally tried every enhancement, and I still am going back to Tune 45. I'm still going back to Tune 45, and that's the one that's the most consistent, the best one that I've so far. All the other ones are inconsistent as far as, like, sometimes you'll get a few bottles that are good, but then also just the consistency and the everything is honestly going to be the Tune 45 enhancement. That's my favorite. That's what I keep going back to, even when I try new stuff. So if y'all know any better enhancement, if y'all are an enhancement company, y'all selling y'all's own enhancement, send them to me. I'm going to use them. I actually use enhancements sometimes on myself. I don't have any right now, but you know what I'm saying? Favorite clipper. I don't have like a favorite clipper right now. I just use, my Walls Seniors Magic Clips. But I only like to use premium fade blade. The real thin, short, premium flat blades. I don't like the taper, and I don't like when they have the little curve on the blade. I don't like either of those at all. I find that it's harder to do bald fades. I don't know, because I used to love that blade. Now I could not even use it, and I probably would never use it. I think that may come with consistency of cutting hair, and it gets easier for you to use the thing. What's something you can do to make your barbershop stand out if it's a new shop? One thing you can do is do some kind of giveaway for the community. Obviously, back to school is here. A lot of people do back to school drives at their barbershops and give away free haircuts. When you do that, you can reach out to the news stations in your area and let them know, hey, we're doing this. We want to get more exposure so we can give away backpacks and haircuts to these new kids. And sometimes they'll give you that exposure. Also, you could just do regular giveaway. It doesn't have to be back to school. Do something else, because a lot of people do the back to school and the free haircuts and all that stuff. So do something else aside from the back to school. Do a turkey drive during Thanksgiving. Do a toy drive during Christmas. Try to get some media involved, like one of the local news stations, to let them know you're doing something like that. Giving back to the community is always going to help your barbershop stand out. And another thing is just make sure that you're telling every client that comes in, hey, if you enjoyed your visit, make sure to give us 5-star Google review. Put some kind of incentive, maybe a couple bucks off your haircut if you give us a review. And make sure you're dishing out good service. And also, encourage, maybe even make a little Instagrammable area that will be cool for clients to take pictures before or after their haircut, so that they're posting and tagging that shop often. So that's a really good thing, because a lot of places are moving towards that, of making Instagrammable backdrops to entice their customers to take pictures at their location and tag it, and then it looks cool, right? Because everybody cares about social media and all that crap now. Dang, Disney's the best theme park, hands down. Best things that happen at North Cal for you. One, seeing the talent. So I go around, I see so many barber battles. Just the last, month, I've been to 3 barber battles in the last month, from Texas, Colorado, and California. Those are all huge states that highly respectable barbers. And so I was really amazed to see the talent of barbers, the hunger, and the community. I love to see the different communities of barbers at these expos in different states. It's really cool to see, because it's all different in every state. But it's so dope, because I feel like in Colorado and California, there was so much community and love over there, like between each other. Because, you go to a lot of these shows, and sometimes you can feel the community and sometimes you can't. I do think that all boils down to the organizer. How much did the organizer be with the people, with the community and stuff? So I thought the community was dope. The female barbers went hard. Seen a lot of fans. I was, you got to understand, like, I haven't been to California in like 3 years, either way, going to California, going to this expo, seeing probably thousands of people, and just having so many fans is still like surreal to me. I'm just out here making content on live like this. I'm sure like Trey behind the camera right here doesn't realize that we're just doing this shit talking for an hour, and it's turning into reaching millions of people. So also just so many people thanking me for my content. Like, thank you so much for your tips. You inspired me so much. And that is crazy to see in it, but it's amazing to hear, because it encourages me. I was super excited to come do this session right now, because it's super exciting and motivating for me that, all this isn't just me talking crap for an hour. It's actually super engaging, and I am answering y'all's questions with the best answers I have. And, the barbers that want to hear it and like to hear it really appreciate it. And even when you make content or when you do anything in life, there's going to be people that don't like it and people that like it. So just find the people that like it, ride with them, and don't worry about the rest. Okay, got an offer to work for a salon that's opening 50% commission with $9 an hour pay, but they want me to sign a 1-year non-compete. Is it worth it? I'm not booked solo. So need the help. On the non-compete, is it like after you leave them for a year? Because usually non-competes are like after you leave a company, you can't go somewhere for a year or like work with another similar company for a year. So I'm not sure what the non-compete is. But if they just want you to sign like a year lease kind of thing, or not lease, but like saying you're going to be there for a year, I think that's fine. Especially if you're not booked, you're looking to get some clientele. I think it would be fine to go work there. But like I said, everybody is unique. Everybody's situation is unique. And you just need to fill out the vibes. And maybe even ask them if you could just go like work for 1 week and just see how it is, see how the other employees are, see if it's comfortable for you. You know, there's a lot of factors for me to say, yes, go do that, because I don't know your situation and what's best for you. But that doesn't sound horrible if you're starting out and you have no clients and you're trying to, you know, build. And if they're offering $9 an hour plus 50% commission, that seems like a good deal. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, every situation's super different, though. Hey, Rosie, it was an honor to judge with you. It was so much fun. I appreciate you. I had a great time. Y'all are all amazing out there, dude, for real. How old were you when you started cutting hair seriously? Are you ready for this? 24 years old. Almost 20. No, I was 25 years old when I started cutting hair seriously. So I'm way late in the game. Way late in the game. So all these barbers who are like, I'm an upcoming barber, I'm an aspiring barber. There's 14, 15-year-olds, 13-year-olds that tell me that all the time. But even then, there's 18 and 20-year-olds that are like already graduated from barber school and just starting out and quote unquote look up to me. I'm like, bro, y'all are already way ahead of me than I was at y'all's age. So just stay on the path, and all this overnight success that you see from people like me, Marv, Los Cut It, whoever it is. I don't even want to be putting the same name as them, but I'm just saying this is not overnight, and this is taking years. So I'm 8 years of cutting. So you do the math on how old I am, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I started late, so anybody starting earlier, shout out to y'all. What trimmer do you use to remove bulk? Babyliss FX trimmers to remove bulk. Those are always just the OGs. It's weird because they weren't OGs at one point, but then now they've already become them that quick. Average price for a haircut. That varies in every state, city, everything. And just for the record, the people that say barbers charge too much are not the people that are paying the barbers. So their opinion of your price does not matter. Even a barber that charges $20 for a haircut is too expensive for somebody. Even a barber that charges $15 for a haircut is too expensive for somebody. There's a market for everybody, and you are worth what your clients are willing to pay you. And until you know, it is different for everybody. We had the comb over era, the Edgar cut era, the mullet era. What do you think is up next? We're going to go back to the old days where they used to shave the whole head and just have the little roach antennas right here. Boom! And I'm be the first one to rock that, dog. My dog Blur Gotti in the building. I met the homie Blur Gotti, y'all, at NorCal this weekend. And then I got he tagged me, all that. I always tell everybody if they take a picture with me, I'm like, tag me so I can follow y'all back. Because I want to follow everybody that I meet. Like, everybody all the time. And, you know, people are weird about that or whatever. I mean, as long as you're not a private profile and you're actually like a barber putting out barber content, I want to follow you back. I want to keep up with you, and I want to build that community, right? So he took a picture with me, tagged me. I went and followed him. Y'all got to go look at homie's content. It's so funny. He definitely is killing it out there. Ooh, Tipton Law Firm. Y'all, I don't know if the non-compete chick, Alexis, is still on here. I think her name was Alexis. Or it was Alex. I don't know. But Tipton Law Firm said that non-competes aren't enforceable in a lot of states. Is there any retro or old school haircut you wish would make a comeback in style? Yeah, what I just said with Joe. I want to cut off all the bangs and just leave the fronts and do the little antennas right there. Over. Saw you at the Lowrider show in January. Dope. Make sure you come out in San Antonio to the 5-Star Barber Expo March next year. Thanks, Alexis. Also, I don't know if you heard that, but Tipton Law Firm said non-competes are non-enforceable in a lot of states. And I'll be honest, this is not legal advice, but, take non-competes with a grain of salt, because unless they're a big corporation, they ain't going to go around civil suing everybody around this kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? But that's not legal advice. I'm not going to make a reel out of this or none. Yes, I'm from San Antonio, Texas, the best city in the world. It's super hot here. I had a great time in the other cities and states that were like so cool. We could hike and we can go on walks in the daytime without dying. I actually wore a sweater almost the whole time I was in both of those places. And then I came back to San Antonio and immediately melted. But I still wouldn't change it for the world. Love San Antonio, Texas. I love all the fat people here. And that's it. That's rowdy. Started barbering at 34 years old. Just for the record, it's never too late. It's never too late to start something new. It's never too late to change your mind. It's never too late to become something great. So, they say what? KFC, the dude, what is his name? Colonel Sanders? He said he started KFC at like 60 or something, like way old. And I would say it's top 3 chicken franchises. Don't fight me on it. But, you know what I'm saying? Thanks, homie. RRJ Quick Chops. Love your barber battles. Bro, this next barber battle is going to be the biggest. And nobody's going to stop me, and I'm going to go crazy, and I can't wait for all of y'all to see, and it's going to be crazy. Hey, I'm starting cosmetology school next week, and then after looking for barber school. Any advice for a newbie? One is, are you going to focus on one or the other? Is the reason you're going to cosmetology school is because you want to learn coloring and, interpret that into barbering? Or what's your reason for going to both? Because my advice would be, don't waste your money on 2 schools. You could learn anything from one. So if, you want to go to barbering school and you ultimately want to be a barber, then go, get your barber license, and then if you want to learn color and all that and do women's too, but I would say focus on one, and then keep your focus there, because unless you're getting the VA loan that's paying for your college, I think it's kind of a waste to go to both, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I would say focus on the one that you're going to want to do. But if you want to see which one you like better and then go from there, that's understandable for sure. But if that's also the case, if you get a cosmetology license and then you realize you want to be a barber, I would say, and then you start doing men's hair and cutting men's hair, because in cosmetology school you will learn very small, bare minimum, possibly maybe not, of men's cuts. But that is included in cosmetology is regular clipper fades or clipper cuts. So I would say just go to, you could be a barber with a cosmetology license. Depending on the state, there's different rules, whatever, but I wouldn't go to 2 schools. That's a long kind of waste to me. I think public education, licenses, all that shit is just government control and a waste. It's somebody telling me that I could cut hair. And it's okay, but I could cut hair before I got this piece of paper. I learned the right ways. And obviously people are going to say sanitation and this and that and all that stuff. It's okay, go to any bar. I'll leave here right now. Stay live. Go walk in a barbershop right now. Filth. I'll find so much filth. The neck brushes will literally be black. and they were originally white, the freaking the brushes that you brush your clippers off with, they'll be torn down. Juvie does that shit to me. I have to bring him a new fade brush every time I get my hair cut because his fade brush all trash and nasty. Bro, so don't come with me with, oh, well, we need to go to school to learn sanitation. No, just people are going to be dirty even when they get their barber license. Is that rowdy what I'm saying, though? What tips would you give to a new upcoming barber just out of school that jumped into a shop but is very slow paced for me? Go look for a busier barber shop. Go look for a busier location. Always, like, you can't get stuck. Because for me, let me give you a story about I was in that same situation. What tips would you have? A new upcoming barber just out of school, jumped into a shop, but it's slow paced for me. For me, it was slow paced. I might get a walk in here. I might get a walk in there. Very slow paced. I'm pushing on social media as hard as I can. I'm passing out flyers to everybody in the parking lot, everybody at the businesses. I'm doing all the marketing I can. And I'm still not getting that much, clientele or whatever. Move around. Right then, I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I done did everything. I gave this place a chance, this barbershop a chance. I'm going to fucking move around. I need to go look for a busier barbershop. Let's go, get recommendations from other barbers. Like, if you're a barber, you should know how all the barbershops working in your city. You should know them all. You should know how they working. You should know the busiest ones. You should know the successful ones. You should know the successful barbers in your city. You should, there's a successful barber in everybody's city. They may or may not own a shop. Most likely they might own a shop. See if you can't go work with them or something. But, yeah, I got to move around. I got to be fast-paced, and I got to be making money, and I got to be grinding. So if it's too slow for you, and it's to the point where you're asking me this, and you're saying it's so paced, if it's bothering you, get up out of there. Go find a better and nicer shop. Or a better and busier shop, not nicer. Hey, Xavier, what up? Dog, thank you for buying a badge. Let's see. All right. All right, I'm caught up on the questions. All right, let's see what else. All right, so I had something. Oh, okay, this one. All right, y'all. So I need to make this a reel. I need to make it clear that a lot of people don't care about haircuts. They don't care about their haircuts, and they don't necessarily care so much about how their hair looks. Those are not the people that you want as clients. You want the people who do care about their haircuts. You want people who haircuts are important to them. And those are your clients, and those are the people you need to be targeting. Because a big majority of people in this world do not give a fuck about haircuts. But there's those people who do, and you need to go find those people who do. And that's it. Ooh! And then, I don't know. I forgot everything else. All right, y'all got any more questions? We've been doing good. It's like 40 minutes in. Or no, probably like 30 minutes in. Ooh, so it's crazy because I learned to cut hair mostly on ethnic hair. Because I did a lot of time in prison and all my roommates were black. And so I cut all their hair all the time. I guess I had a bunch of dykes in there with me, so I was cutting them all bald and shit. So I always cut ethnic hair, and I feel like it's way easier. I do feel like ethnic hair is way easier versus some people think it's harder. And it's crazy because I've seen black barbers say they don't cut white people's hair. I've never seen a white barber say they don't cut black people's hair, but I know that they've been like weary of it or it's harder to them, which is weird. I like cutting all hair. I could cut any hair. I'm goated. But also, I attribute that to something I always say is hair IQ. So, people go to school to learn to cut hair. I didn't go to school to learn to cut hair. I kind of knew how to cut hair and I just needed to hone my craft, and I learned how to cut hair because of my hair IQ. I knew how a haircut was supposed to look. I understood how head shapes work. I understand, you know, symmetry. All that stuff is just like hair IQ that you should just know. And then you get the finished result by creating your own system, I guess you could say. Hey, just for the record, Nikki, this is something else that I have touched on with that I've told, and it's something that I'm so glad you said this. Financial aid is not paid for. You are going to owe student loans with financial aid. Financial aid is usually student loans, and then you pay those student loans back your whole life. So I got out of prison. I went to a school and I said, I want to come to this school. They said it's $18,000. And I was like, okay, well, that's impossible. I can't come to the school. How come I see all these damn commercials of all these broke people going, thanks, Career Point? I know they ain't got $18,000. So then they were like, oh, don't worry about it. Financial aid will take care of you. All you got to do, sign a few papers. You're in school. Your life has changed. And I was like, bet. Boom. Prison, straight out of prison, have no credit, no money, no job, nothing. They said, here's $20,000 financial aid, student loans, and now you could go to school. And I was like, cool. And then you get out of school, you start learning about, I didn't know anything about anything. So then, you know, after I get out of school, or actually probably even before I got out of school, I started learning about finances. I never learned about finances. I never learned about money management. I never learned about any of that ever. So when I did start learning all that, I was like, oh shit, I got to pay back these student loans and the Fed loans hitting me up and stuff. So then I understood, oh, okay, you know, that was not necessarily the smartest way to go. I definitely would have went to like a regular school that wasn't like accredited or something and just got like a license where I could just pay like weekly for my tuition, stuff like that. I would have rather did it that way, but you live and you learn. Financial aid is a student loan, most likely. I don't think it's paid for. So just to be clear on that, just don't get caught up in all these student loans and all this stuff. Make sure you know what the fuck going on. Mm-hmm. Can get approved for tens of thousands of dollars of loans. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Because they know it's the way the system works. They don't want entrepreneurship. They don't encourage that. They encourage workers, debt. They got to keep you on this, you know, whatever. It's also the same thing of you go get $100,000 in loans, but like you said, you can't get $100,000 in business loans, but you could get $100,000 in student loans. Why? That's crazy. And also, why doesn't banks finance student loans? Only the feds do. Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of debt I've heard people be in over like college and stuff like that. My boyfriend gets a haircut once a week, but his barber isn't consistent. I heard that. Story of every barber's life is inconsistency. All right, y'all got any more questions? Questions or concerns? Probably wrap it up. What's up? Oh, so that's a huge thing. Make sure that well, I don't know if there's any grants, but for me, when I got out of prison, I did not know. I was uneducated to the fact that there was actually a grant that would have paid $10,000 towards my barber school. towards barber school or whatever, and I think like gave me supplies, all this stuff. It was some kind of grant, and it's like if you do it within 6 months of you getting out of prison. Instead, I went to another school. They never told me no shit about that grant, and I went $20,000 into student loan debt. So it's like, you know, there's definitely like certain grants that may be able to help certain people. I know the most known thing is like barbers go to prison, come out, and I mean people go to prison, come out and be a barber, right? So it's like there's nobody saying that there's those grants. Like I don't even know how I found out because I went to a school and they told me another school, but that initial school didn't tell me. So I mean, I don't even know how you find out about that stuff to this day. That school told me way late. The other school I went to. Heavy. I will not be in Vegas in September 17th. I am actually sponsoring the biggest real estate event in San Antonio, Wholesaling Live Sub 2.0 that weekend with the GOAT, Turn Up the Hustle at Mike Giannis. And then, yeah, and then he's bringing Soulja Boy for an after party, so I can't make it to Vegas. I would have made it if that damn Soulja Boy wasn't coming too. But I gotta meet Big Soulja. Is fading tapering with all closed guards easier rather than open and close techniques? Not to me. Because there's going to be small... The lever... There's going to be small things that you have to hit with that lever. So, for me, no. But, I mean, it's a second... It's just like a muscle memory at this point for me. You know, I'm just flicking that lever up and down and doing the haircut. I honestly haven't talked about me being in prison in none of these lives ever. But how much time did you do in prison? 6 years. From 17 years old to 23 years old. And I got out and my birthday was like 3 months later. So I was pretty much 24. So I essentially grew up in prison as an adult, which is next level crazy. Wrist flicking obsession is also in Vegas October 8th. Dope. I'm definitely going to be at Premiere October 1st and 2nd here in San Antonio. And then I'll probably be at the Salt Lake City Barber Beauty Expo at the end of October. I'm in GP, Texas. What's GP, Texas? Grapevine? I don't even know. What is GP, Texas? I never heard of that. Oh, Tipton. Get a life. Is a good decorated barbershop important to bring in clients? I don't think so. A good location will be better than the decorations in your barbershop. So if you have a good location, that's what people care about the most. Is it accessible to my house? How close is it to my house? How close is it to my area? Is it in my price range? And are the haircuts good? Those things are going to get people in and out. My bro Juvie is the main person to say this, that I'll preach this about. He just opened his second locations, All Stars Barbershop number 2. But All Stars Barbershop number 1, I remember when he first opened it, he didn't really have any floors. It was like bare floors. It was like pretty bare, but he wanted to just get it open and get it started. And then from there, he started decorating a little more as time went on. Either way, though, the walk-ins didn't matter. The walk-ins didn't care about none of that shit. And the walk-ins still don't care about none of that shit because it's his location. His location. It's mostly his location and then quality of cuts and then price range. And then so he's now opened his second location. And he just opened it a couple weeks ago. And it's still not all the way done. There's small little tweaks here and there. And he's still decorating it. But he got the doors open. He still has the people coming in and out. So it don't matter. Oh, Grand Prairie, Texas. That's what GP was. Okay, the best the best barber school, the way to find the best barber school in your area, go to Google barber schools. They're all going to pop up. They're going to obviously have ratings. But what I would say is this is a big investment you're making. So most likely they're not going to be, there could be up to like 10 barber schools in your city. One, look for the location that's closest to you. What's going to be the easiest for me to get back and forth to every day? Because in San Antonio, it's huge. I mean, if I go to the east side from where I live, it's like 40 minutes. In other states, because Texas is huge, but in other states, if you drive 40 minutes, you might be in another state or another city or multiple cities. But here, if we drive 40 minutes, we're just on the other side of town here in San Antonio. So make sure that it's accessible to you, like close to you or whatever. And then also the price range, is it affordable to you? Make sure to look in, are you going to get student loans or are you going to pay up front? Do they have payment plans? Another thing to look for is just the environment. Do the other students in there look like they're grinding, like they're having a good time? Or is it kind of like you walk in and you're like, because another thing is I go promote to all these barber schools. When I go do my 5-star barber and beauty expo, I go to all the barber schools. And I definitely walk into certain places and I'm like, this is weird. But I walk into other places and I'm like, dang, they're vibing in here. This is a dope school. So go check it out for yourself. Fill it out for yourself. Even if maybe the schools that are closer to you have that vibe, but the ones that are a little further have the good vibes, it's worth it to take that extra drive. If it's a little more expensive, it's worth it to be a little more expensive if you feel like you're going to be in a better environment, learning more, learning better. So what I would say is make the list of the schools in your area. Go check them out for yourself. Walking in alone, you're going to feel the vibes, and that's everything. So go check it out for yourself and spend a day going out to all the barber schools and checking them out. Pause due to poor connection. It says paused again due to poor connection. So it says, hey, Cherry, one more question. The man who hired me will most likely come and clarify my cuts to make sure they are the best they can be. However, what if it takes too long and the clients get uncomfy? With that, if he hired you and it's his shop, he's going to want to make sure the quality is out. So I think even if the client's uncomfortable, unfortunately, you're going to have to go through that learning stage, but there's nothing wrong with him double checking his cuts because he wants to make sure that clients aren't walking out fucked up. So, you know, it's going to take that little time, but luckily, one, he's taking the time and patience to show you, teach you, make sure, like, show you pointers for the next cut. And it's an uncomfortable stage, but it's amazing that he's even willing to come, you know, make sure they're okay and as good, like, not walking out all messed up. And then also it's a learning stage and it's like whatever, but it's still an opportunity and it's just an opportunity to grow. And the client, trust me, is going to be way happier that they're not walking out with a messed up cut rather than getting a messed up cut and leaving faster. So they'll be happier that he's checking. Also, if you just talk to him and be real, be like, I remember one time, this is actually crazy. This story is what encouraged me to go to be a barber. Or kind of encouraged me to go get my license. I got fresh out the pen. I went and got my first haircut. I went to Great Clips. I was like, because before I went to prison, there was not any barbershops in my area. So, and their barbershops weren't really a thing where I lived before I went to prison. There was no barbershops in the area, nothing. There wasn't barbers. It wasn't a thing. There was no social media before I went into prison either. It was like all that. So I used to go to sports club. I used to go to Great Clips, Supercuts, Rios, all that shit. So when I got out, first thing I did was go to Great Clips. I didn't know that the barbering had got so big. So I went to Great Clips and this chick started cutting me and I asked for a ball fade at Great Clips. And the chick started cutting me, but halfway through, all her coworkers came. All her coworkers were in my head. Everybody was in my head. At this time, I was like a 1 on top with bald on the sides. I just wanted Sub-Zero with a 1 on top. All her coworkers kept trying, and I was kind of like, what's going on? Like, why is everybody in my head? Why am I all messed up? And they said, oh, don't worry. She knows what she's doing. We just want to make sure that she's, doing the best and blah, blah, blah. They kept trying to, justify it. But I felt like their friendliness and customer service and just like trying to be nice. And also like, I was like, well, at least they're trying to make me look my best still. So I didn't get too mad. And I still got a rowdy chili. It was the horrible haircut. But the fact that they were still kind of like nice about it. And then from there, I was like, I need to cut hair because I could cut hair way better than her. And like, what am I doing? Like, if she's making, because I also still tipped her really well. So it was like, if she could make money doing this, and I was at a crossroads in my life, fresh out the pen, grew up my whole life in prison, freaking, you know what I'm saying? So coming out here, I was like, I need to make some money and I need to do something with myself. So then when that chick cut my hair, thank God she messed up and cut my hair. And then I went to Great Clips because I said, I could do better than that. I can make money from doing that. So, boom, here I am because somebody messed me up at Great Clips. Will you hop on YouTube or just Instagram and TikTok? I am on YouTube. Go check me out on YouTube. Oh, poor connection. Paused. Y'all, I am on YouTube. Go check me out on YouTube, Cherry the Barber. I have the GOAT podcast. I have a podcast with DC Lady Barber. I have a couple of vlogs. I am going to start doing more long-form content. But go check me out on YouTube. I'm definitely on YouTube. Poor connection again. All right, I'll be done right now. All right, well, appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm going to go see Russ next week on Friday. I got a golden ticket because I'm a super fan. Let's go, Santiago. Friday, let's go. I'm going to go see Russ. I got the super exclusive golden ticket here in San Antonio for his event. If you know Russ, drop some love. Drop some love for Russ, dog. Let's go. Russ is goated. Hey, woo, I can't wait. I can't wait. So, yeah, I'm going to see Russ's Santiago short film premiere next Friday. Let's go. Hey, Nation, did you get, like, a ticket or, like, you going some other way? Boo, poor connection. Hey, Nation, did you get a ticket or you just going some other way? Because I was wondering about the seating situation. Like, obviously, it's probably not assigned seats, but then, like, what, I'm going to be waiting, because I'm going to be a fucking weirdo and wait at the front freaking with a lawn chair at 10 in the morning. All right, well, see everybody later. Talk to y'all later. Boom.